How to develop an unbreakable mindset in 2025. If there is one skill that determines the quality of your life in 2025 and beyond, it is not talent, intelligence, luck, or opportunity. It is your mindset, the strength of it, the stability of it, the resilience of it, the sharpness of it. Your mind is not just a tool. It is your greatest weapon. It can destroy you or carry you to a level of life most people will never reach. The brutal truth is this: most people do not fail because of their circumstances. Most people fail because their mindset collapses before their life does. They break mentally long before they break physically. They quit internally long before the world ever challenges them. This is why developing an unbreakable mindset is the most valuable skill you can build in 2025. Not a mindset that feels good. Not a mindset that gives you motivational highs. But a mindset that stays strong under pressure, remains clear in chaos, and holds its power even when everything around you is falling apart. Because life in 2025 is not getting easier. The world is louder. Attention is shorter. Distractions are stronger. Expectations are higher. Competition is global. And to rise in this environment, you need more than ambition, you need armor. Mental armor. Identity armor. Emotional armor. Focus armor. You need a mind that does not shatter under stress. A mind that does not bend under pressure. A mind that does not collapse under fear. You need an unbreakable mindset, the kind that leaders, creators, top performers, and extraordinary individuals train for years. But you can begin building it today. Because here's the truth nobody taught you in school: your mindset is not fixed, it is trained. Just like muscles grow through resistance, your mind grows through adversity. Just like strength is developed through repetition, mental toughness is built through habits. Just like athletes prepare for performance, you prepare for life. But most people never train their mindset. They respond to life instead of preparing for it. They rely on motivation instead of building resilience. They collapse when discomfort arrives instead of adapting to it. They want a strong life with a weak mind, and that combination will never work. To develop an unbreakable mindset in 2025, you must understand one powerful idea: your mind becomes what you repeatedly expose it to. If you expose your mind to negativity, you build weakness. If you expose your mind to distractions, you build chaos. If you expose your mind to comfort, you build fragility. If you expose your mind to fear, you build limitations. But if you expose your mind to discipline, you build structure. If you expose it to challenges, you build resilience. If you expose it to learning, you build intelligence. If you expose it to purpose, you build direction. If you expose it to struggle, you build strength. Your mindset is always being shaped. The only question is, are you shaping it, or is the world shaping it for you? An unbreakable mindset is built when you stop letting the world program your thoughts and start programming them yourself. When you stop absorbing mental weakness and start training mental power. When you stop following automatic patterns and start choosing intentional ones. But to build this level of strength, you must break the 3 illusions that keep most people mentally fragile. The first illusion is the belief that life is supposed to be easy. It isn't. Life challenges you by design, not to break you, but to build you. You grow through resistance, not through comfort. The second illusion is believing your emotions determine your ability. They don't. You can feel tired and still be strong. You can feel afraid and still act with courage. You can feel doubt and still make progress. An unbreakable mindset does not depend on emotions, it directs them. The third illusion is believing your past defines your future. It doesn't. Your past is a reference point, not a limit. Your identity is adaptable. Your strength is trainable. Your story is still being written. Once you break these illusions, you unlock the ability to grow in ways you never thought possible. Because an unbreakable mindset is not about force, it's about clarity, awareness, discipline, and emotional mastery. It's about learning to think above your circumstances instead of drowning in them. It's about becoming someone who can withstand pressure without losing direction. In the next parts, you'll learn exactly how to build this mindset in 2025, step by step, through habits, identity shifts, neurological patterns, and psychological frameworks used by the strongest minds in the world. This isn't just about being positive. This is about becoming powerful. To build an unbreakable mindset in 2025, you must understand how your mind actually works, the patterns it follows, the habits it repeats, and the triggers that weaken or strengthen it. Your mindset is not random. It is a collection of mental loops that you have reinforced over years. Some of these loops empower you, but many of them hold you back without you even realizing it. An unbreakable mindset doesn't start with massive change. It starts with breaking the loops that make you mentally fragile. Let's begin with the first loop, the one that destroys more potential than anything else. 1. The loop of discomfort avoidance. Most people run from discomfort their entire lives. They avoid pressure. They avoid difficulty. They avoid challenges. They avoid anything that makes them feel exposed or vulnerable. They tell themselves stories like, "I'm not ready. I'm not confident enough. What if I fail? What if I look stupid?" But the truth is this: discomfort is not a threat, it is a teacher. Every time you avoid discomfort, you weaken your mind. Every time you face it, you strengthen it. An unbreakable mindset is trained through controlled discomfort, pushing yourself slightly beyond your comfort zone in small, consistent steps. Nothing extreme. Nothing dramatic. Just progressive exposure to challenge. The more you face discomfort, the more your mind adapts. And the more it adapts, the stronger it becomes. 2. The loop of emotional impulse. Weak mindsets are controlled by emotions. Strong mindsets control emotions. Most people think emotional strength means feeling nothing, but that's wrong. Emotional strength means not letting your emotions decide your actions. In 2025, life is fast, chaotic, overwhelming. If you live by emotion, you will break. But if you learn to observe your emotions instead of obeying them, you become untouchable. Emotions are temporary. Your mission is not. When you base decisions on mission instead of mood, your entire life elevates. 3. The loop of mental noise. Your mind is constantly being filled with noise: social media, opinions, news, comparison, judgment, distractions. This noise traps your thoughts and weakens your clarity. Weak minds drown in noise. Unbreakable minds create silence. You cannot develop mental toughness if your mind never has space to think. Silence is not a luxury. It is a requirement. Even 5 minutes a day of mental stillness rewires your brain for clarity, focus, and emotional control. Unbreakable minds are built in silence, not in chaos. 4. The loop of identity stagnation. Most people never become stronger because they cling to identities that limit them. I'm not disciplined. I'm overthinker. I'm not confident. I'm introverted. I'm sensitive. I'm anxious. These are not identities. These are patterns, and patterns can be changed. Your identity should evolve as you do. An unbreakable mindset requires you to release the version of yourself that keeps repeating the same story. The more flexible your identity becomes, the more capable you become. You're not who you were last year. You're not who you were yesterday. You're not even who you were an hour ago. You are always becoming, but only if you allow yourself to. 5. The loop of mental weakening inputs. The world constantly feeds you disempowering content: fear, comparison, negativity, distraction, drama, doubt. Your mind becomes what you consume. If you feed your mind negativity, you become negative. If you feed your mind weakness, you become weak. If you feed your mind chaos, you become chaotic. But if you feed your mind strength, you become strong. If you feed your mind discipline, you become disciplined. If you feed your mind greatness, you become great. An unbreakable mindset requires you to curate your inputs with intention. What you expose your mind to in 2025 will determine who you become in 2026. 6. The loop of expecting life to be easy. Life is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to teach you, strengthen you, sharpen you, prepare you. Weak minds break because they believe difficulty is a sign they should stop. Unbreakable minds understand difficulty is a sign they should continue. Every challenge you face strengthens your inner armor. Every failure you survive fortifies your resolve. Every setback you endure expands your capacity. Struggle does not break the unbreakable, it builds them. 7. The loop of mental inconsistency. The difference between fragile and unbreakable minds isn't intensity, it's consistency. Showing up daily, even in small ways, rewires your brain. Consistency creates automatic strength. Consistency builds mental patterns that survive pressure. An unbreakable mindset is not built in one powerful moment. It is built in thousands of small moments of strength. Tiny repetitions. Small victories. Daily discipline. Non-negotiable habits. This is how your mind becomes unbreakable, not through extremes, but through consistency. If you truly want to develop an unbreakable mindset in 2025, you must shift from understanding the concept to practicing the behaviors that make it real. An unbreakable mind is not built through inspiration. It is built through repetition, through daily actions that rewire your neural patterns, reshape your emotional responses, and redefine your identity. This part will give you the practical, psychological, and behavioral tools that high-performance leaders, elite athletes, warriors, and world-class entrepreneurs use to build mental toughness that does not crack under pressure. Let's begin with the foundation. 1. Adopt the controlled hardship principle. Your mind becomes unbreakable when you stop avoiding difficulty and start engineering it. This is called controlled hardship, intentionally doing things that challenge you just enough to grow without overwhelming you. It might be waking up early, putting your phone away, finishing a task when tired, facing a fear you've postponed, speaking up when it's uncomfortable, starting before you feel ready. Controlled hardship builds confidence because it teaches your brain, I can handle more than I think. Every time you do something difficult on purpose, your mind becomes more resilient. 2. Build emotional distance. Weak mindsets react impulsively. Unbreakable mindsets respond intentionally. Emotional distance is the skill of stepping back mentally before reacting. When something upsets you, pause. When something stresses you, observe it. When something scares you, analyze it. This separation gives you power. Instead of being controlled by emotions, you become the controller of emotions. This is the foundation of mental mastery. 3. Train the next thought wins method. An unbreakable mind is not one that never has negative thoughts, it is one that does not surrender to them. When your brain says, I can't do this, your next thought becomes, I can learn this. When your brain says, this is too much, your next thought becomes, this is how I grow. When your brain says, I'm tired, your next thought becomes, I'm still capable. Your first thought is automatic. Your next thought is trained. And in 2025, the person who wins the next thought wins their life. 4. Build a mental fortress morning routine. Your mindset is most vulnerable after you wake up. This is when negativity, comparison, distraction, and overwhelm slip in easily unless you guard the gate. The mental fortress routine includes no phone for the first 30 minutes, 2 minutes of stillness or deep breathing, one small win, water, stretching, or journaling, a reminder of your mission, one action that aligns with your values. This is how you build identity momentum. This is how your mind becomes unbreakable before the world even starts speaking. 5. Reframe struggle as strength. Training an unbreakable mind sees struggle differently from everyone else.
Most people think, why is this happening to me? Strong minds ask, what is this teaching me? How is this strengthening me? What skill is being built right now? Hardship becomes training, not trauma. Pressure becomes practice, not punishment.
Every challenge becomes a mental gym session.
6.
Build a non-negotiable identity. The most powerful mindset shift in the world is the shift from trying to becoming.
Your identity must be upgraded before your life upgrades. You create an unbreakable mind when you decide, I am the kind of person who doesn't quit. I am the kind of person who finishes what I start. I am the kind of person who shows up daily. Identity removes negotiation. Identity removes doubt. Identity removes inconsistency.
Once identity is installed, discipline becomes natural.
7.
Practice future self consistency. An unbreakable mind always makes decisions based on the future self, not the current emotion.
Before every choice, ask, what would the strongest version of me do? And then do that even when it's uncomfortable.
This rewires your brain to act from potential, not weakness.
8.
Adopt the zero escape rule. Your mind becomes unbreakable when you remove escape routes that allow you to quit easily. Escape routes look like, I'll start tomorrow, I'll do it when I feel ready, maybe this isn't for me, I'm not in the mood. The zero escape rule means, if you said you'd do it, you do it. Small task or big task, it gets done.
No negotiation. No escape. No softness. This is how mental steel is built. 9.
Build microdiscipline daily. An unbreakable mindset isn't created through huge victories.
It's created through tiny, repeated acts of self-respect.
One clean space, one finished task, one uncomfortable step, one fear faced, one distraction avoided. Microdiscipline compounds into macro strength. The person who wins the small battles wins the big war.
10. Develop psychological endurance. Weak minds collapse early. Strong minds endure. Unbreakable minds outlast everything. Psychological endurance is built through trained patience, delayed gratification, long-term vision, emotional control, consistency, and low motivation. If you can endure discomfort longer than others, you will win in any environment. To develop an unbreakable mindset in 2025, you must evolve beyond the level of ordinary resilience. Regular resilience is the ability to bounce back.
But an unbreakable mindset goes further. It's the ability to stay unshaken while pressure is happening, not after it's over. It's the state where challenges don't destabilize you, fear doesn't control you, and setbacks don't define you. This is the level where your mind becomes immune to the things that usually break people. Not emotionless. Not robotic. But deeply anchored. An unbreakable mind is not about avoiding storms, it's about becoming the kind of person who walks through storms without losing who they are. In this part, you'll learn the inner mechanisms that create true mental toughness, the kind of toughness that carries you through 2025 at a level few ever reach. 1. Build mental immunity. Through repeated challenges, your body forms immunity by being exposed to small doses of stress. Your mind forms immunity the exact same way. Most people collapse mentally because they've never trained mental exposure. They've avoided discomfort so much that their threshold for struggle is paper thin. Mental immunity is built through repeated exposure to small frustrations, small fears, small uncertainties, small responsibilities, small pressures. Each exposure increases your tolerance. Each tolerance increase becomes a shield. Each shield becomes armor. Over time, things that once triggered you lose their power. This is the beginning of an unbreakable mind, not reacting to what used to control you. 2. Practice cognitive reversal. Most people interpret discomfort as danger. An unbreakable mind interprets discomfort as development. This is cognitive reversal, flipping the meaning you attach to challenges. Instead of, this is too hard, you think, this is shaping me. Instead of, I'm stressed, you think, I'm being sharpened. Instead of, why is this happening, you think, this is preparing me.
When you change the meaning, you change the experience. Challenges become fuel, not friction. 3.
Install unshakable self-dialogue. Your inner voice is either your greatest ally or your greatest enemy.
Weak inner dialogue: I don't know if I can handle this.
I hope this goes well.
I'm not built for this. Strong inner dialogue: I can handle more than I think. I figure things out. I don't break under pressure. Unbreakable inner dialogue: no matter what happens, I remain unshaken.
Your inner voice sets the ceiling for your strength.
Upgrade the voice, and you upgrade your life.
4. Train the stillness under stress skill. Stillness is not the absence of chaos, it's the mastery of your response to it. When the world becomes chaotic, most minds panic.
Unbreakable minds slow down.
Stillness under stress is trained through deep breathing, micropauses before decisions, intentional silence, grounding techniques, focusing attention on one task. Stillness creates clarity.
Clarity creates strength. Strength creates stability. 5.
Build identity anchors. Identity anchors are statements, habits, or beliefs that stabilize you when life shakes you.
Examples: I finish what I start. I do hard things. I don't negotiate with fear. I lead my emotions, not follow them.
These anchors become mental pillars, the things you fall back on when uncertainty rises.
Identity anchors make you harder to break because your mindset has a foundation. 6.
Strengthen your adversity threshold. Every person has a point where they mentally shut down, their adversity threshold. But here's the powerful truth: your threshold is trainable. When you repeatedly push slightly beyond it, your ability to handle pressure expands. Once you expand your threshold, fear feels smaller, challenges feel manageable, stress feels less threatening, doubt loses influence, obstacles lose control, your mind becomes capable of holding more without collapsing.
7.
Master the moment of break. Every mentally weak person has a moment where they break, where they quit, shut down, or stop trying. The unbreakable mind doesn't avoid this moment.
It trains for it.
This moment might come when you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, you're afraid, you're uncertain, you're discouraged. Unbreakable people practice going one step past the urge to quit. Not 10 steps.
Not a heroic leap. Just one more moment of endurance. That one more moment becomes a mental habit. A habit becomes identity. Identity becomes strength. 8.
Rewrite the pattern of reactivity. Most people react to life out of fear, insecurity, overthinking, impatience, impulse. An unbreakable mindset reacts from logic, values, long-term goals, emotional awareness, identity. You no longer react to circumstances, you respond from your core.
This is the pulse of mental strength. 9.
Adopt the neutral mind strategy. Between positive and negative is neutral, and neutral is where unbreakable clarity exists.
Positive minds can crumble when positivity fails.
Negative minds crumble by default. Neutral minds remain grounded in truth.
Neutral thinking means, this is the situation. What must I do next? No panic. No fantasy. Just control. Neutral minds win because they see what others cannot. 10.
Build future self mentality. An unbreakable mind sees beyond the moment.
Everything you do is filtered through, what does my strongest future self need from me right now?
When you think like your future self, you stop making decisions based on fear, weakness, or laziness.
You start making decisions based on destiny. Developing an unbreakable mindset in 2025 is not about becoming a different person, it's about becoming the real version of yourself. The version hidden underneath fear.
The version buried under doubt. The version you lost through failure, comparison, and circumstances that convinced you to shrink instead of rise. This final part brings everything together: the habits, identity shifts, mental frameworks, and daily disciplines, so you can walk into the future with a mindset that does not crack under pressure, does not collapse under emotion, and does not shatter under adversity.
An unbreakable mindset is not what you gain. It's what you eliminate. It's what you remove. It's what you release. Because the strongest version of you is already inside, you just need to clear the mental debris blocking it. Let's bring all the pillars together. 1.
Eliminate the old you patterns. You cannot build a strong mindset while living with weak habits. Your old patterns must go: avoiding discomfort, overthinking, emotional reactivity, quitting early, repeating excuses, chasing comfort, staying in the known, escaping responsibility, blaming circumstances. These patterns must be replaced with new ones. Choosing challenge, acting despite fear, staying calm under pressure, finishing what you start, trusting yourself, maintaining discipline, focusing on growth, owning your decisions, thinking long term. A new mindset requires a
new operating system. 2.
Create your mental leadership code. This is a code of behaviors you follow, no matter how you feel. It might include: I act before I overthink. I choose discomfort daily.
I show up even when it's not convenient.
I stay calm in chaos.
I don't repeat old patterns. I choose my mission over my mood. This code becomes your compass in 2025. No matter what happens, you return to your code. This is how you build mental leadership.
3. Build your unbreakable daily schedule. Your day must be structured in a way that reinforces your strength, not your weakness.
A strong mind schedule includes 3 things. 1.
A morning that grounds you. No phone first, 30 minutes small when immediately, stillness or breathing, one task completed early. This builds momentum.
2. A midday routine that centers you, short reset breaks, hydration, 2 minutes of silence, quick reflection. This prevents burnout.
3. An evening that rewrites you, review your actions, gratitude or reflection, let go of emotional baggage, plan the next day. This strengthens identity.
The unbreakable mind isn't built in one part of the day, it's reinforced all day long.
4. Install mental non-negotiables. Your non-negotiables are the behaviors that define your identity.
Examples: you don't skip commitments. You don't break promises to yourself. You don't quit because it's hard.
You don't avoid difficult conversations.
You don't complain about effort. You don't allow fear to decide for you.
When you treat these rules as sacred, your mindset becomes stable,
predictable, trusted, unbreakable.
5. Practice pressure rehearsal. Most people collapse because they've never trained for pressure. Pressure rehearsal is the act of visualizing and mentally preparing for stressful scenarios before they happen.
Ask yourself, what will I do when things go wrong? How will I respond when fear hits? How will I remain calm when stressed? What is my plan when motivation disappears? When pressure arrives, your mind already knows what to do. This is how elite performers stay sane in chaos.
6. Choose your mental environment carefully. Your environment shapes your mind more than your willpower ever can. Look at what surrounds you: the people you listen to, the content you consume, the conversations you engage in, the rooms you enter, the energy you allow. Weak environments weaken strong minds.
Strong environments strengthen weak minds. Your environment must match your destiny, not your history. 7. Use adversity as a test, not a threat. Every challenge you face in 2025 asks a question: are you becoming stronger or staying the same?
If you see adversity as an exam, not punishment, your mindset becomes unbeatable.
Hard days become opportunities. Stress becomes training. Failure becomes data. Setbacks become recalibration. This is how you evolve faster than anyone around you. 8.
Embody your unbreakable identity. An unbreakable mind is an identity you step into one decision at a time. This identity acts confidently, stays consistent, pushes through fear, protects, focus, honors, discipline, adjusts under pressure, thinks long-term, rejects excuses, moves with purpose. This is who you become.
Not by wish. Not by motivation.
But by daily repetition.
9. Make a promise to your future self. This is the final step, the one most people skip.
Look ahead to the version of you in 2025, 2026, and beyond.
The stronger version.
The wiser version. The more disciplined version.
The version living the life you want.
And make this promise: I will not abandon you. I will train my mind for you. I will build the habits you need. I will become the person who deserves your life.
This is the commitment that cements your mindset. 10.
Your unbreakable mindset begins now, not tomorrow.
Not next week. Not when life is easier. Now.
Every thought you choose, every action you take, every belief you challenge becomes a brick in the mental fortress you're building.
In 2025, the world won't get easier, but you can get stronger. Strong enough to withstand storms.
Strong enough to chase greatness. Strong enough to rise above your old limits.
Strong enough to live a life most people can't imagine.
Your mind is your greatest weapon, sharpen it.
Your life depends on it.